Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, this time I'm going to just bring you something that I think may make some people's holiday season a little more bearable, especially if they're a cord cutter or they're just simply tired of paying so much for cable. And I think a solution for that, especially if you have kids, from what I've seen on the app, I think CBS All Access is a great way to go. Now, this is not an advertisement. This isn't paid or sponsored, because, dear Lord, I wish they were. None of my videos are. But I wanted to discuss some of the highs and lows that I have seen from the CBS All Access app over the last 6, 7 months or so that I've had it. First off, it has a lot of stuff for children. If you're a parent who's been driven crazy over the last 9 months or so, with your kids being at home a lot more often, especially coming in on the holiday season, you may find the Nickelodeon options that they have to be very interesting and very entertaining for your children. If your kids like SpongeBob, they have pretty much every SpongeBob episode ever made, except for maybe the ones that have released in the last 6 months. If you have younger kids, they have Peppa Pig. If you have older kids, they have Avatar: The Last Airbender. They have things like iCarly, Jake and Josh, Tough Puppy, Danny Phantom, just to name a few for the children. And there is a plethora of children's programming on the CBS All Access app. So if you're trying to cut the cord but don't know how you're going to appease your children when they can't flip on their Nickelodeon shows, there you go. CBS All Access has you covered. On the other side of it, on the adult side of things, they have things like Picard, which is of course Picard from Star Trek Next Generation, and a continuation there. Whoopi Goldberg will be reprising her role once again, or reprising her role anyway, in the second season of Picard. They have Star Trek Discovery, which a lot of people are into. They've got, if you missed episodes of Survivor, anything like that. It's got a lot of your classic shows. It's got a lot of different shows. It's got some of your most recent shows. Also, you can access live CBS programming directly through the app without having to have cable to do so. All you have to do is have an internet connection that can run it. I think it's at somewhere between 3 to 6 megabyte internet will generally get you done. Pretty much, if you can watch YouTube, you can probably watch whatever you want to watch on CBS All Access. Later on, later today, tomorrow, I guess it is, on the 17th, a limited series will be released called The Stand, which you may remember is a Stephen King book from back in the 80s, 90s, and was a 90s TV miniseries. One of my favorite miniseries, one of my favorite books. I'm actually currently reading it now via Audible. There again, I wish I had an Audible sponsorship. Audible, if you're listening, but I'm listening to that right now through audiobook. But it looks like it's got a lot of upside, a lot of opportunity. You can watch some of your old things you enjoyed, that have been canceled. You can rewatch them. If you've just missed episodes of shows, you can watch them via the app as well. It's pretty easy. Like if you have TV series you enjoy watching and you can't watch them because you cut the cord, there they are. There are a lot of things that they're doing, a lot of originals that they're having, and a lot of other stuff that I think you'll find interesting. I think, all in all, it's a good app. The app has its issues, and one of those issues is the fact that sometimes it crashes, and sometimes you just can't access it. We've had that problem over the last week here, where I was watching a show when it went into slow motion. I don't know if it was the internet or what, but we couldn't access CBS All Access for about a day, and then it came back up. Of course, that was interesting because it's also the same time that Gmail and Google and YouTube were having problems. So maybe it's connected, maybe it's not. I do not know. Now, I do know in 2021 they are planning to rebrand and call it Paramount Plus is going to be what it's called, because CBS and Paramount have basically merged, and that is what's going to happen there in the future. They keep coming out with new shows and new things like that, and new original movies and things like that, and I think it's a really good value for your buck. You can get a free trial over at CBS All Access. If you search them up on the internet, I'll try to put a link in the description if I can remember to. As well, plans start as low as $5.99 a month, which that's for a ad supported version, kind of like Hulu at that price, and then I think it's like $14.99 or $11.99 for the non-ad supported version right now. I would suggest to keep the price down, cut it back to the ad supported version for $5.99, and I still think you'll get everything you want. But all in all, good app, good programming, lots of new stuff coming, and I think it's just a really good bang for your buck. If you're in the market for looking for something to watch over the holiday season, I suggest The Stand coming out tomorrow. If you have children, I suggest you watch CBS All Access. Get the CBS All Access app for them so they can watch their SpongeBob or their, Jimmy Neutron or whatever it may be. But this is just a thought that I had. I thought I'd make a video discussing a few videos, maybe discussing ideas people could do for the holiday season. And so over the next few videos after this one, I will try to bring some more ideas and more maybe cheap things that families can do to get together and have a little fun without having to dealing with reality of COVID and all that crap. Anyways, hope you all are having a happy holiday season, and I'll see you down the road.